So I was a mature student going into retraining myself back in the 90s. I was in my late 20s. And when I was thinking about retraining, I checked out all the trades and did some research. And I found a fellow that I knew was actually a neighbor of mine. He was the only guy that I interviewed or asked that really enjoyed his job. He really enjoyed his job. He would look forward to going to work every day. And I said, well, what do you do? He says, I'm a refrigeration mechanic. And so I investigated it. It was sort of a obscure trade at the time. Wasn't a lot of people involved in it, and it was only offered for training in Vancouver. So anyway, I basically packed up my stuff and moved to Vancouver and went to BCIT. And while I was there, the head instructor there, Ron Virch, he was asking, after I was trained for about a year or so there, he was asking, is there anybody interested in competing in Skills BC, which he was the chair of at the time. And I said, sure, I'll put my name forward, because there's a little bit of a time involved. As a competitor, you were having to volunteer to come in on weekends and evenings to get some extra training. So I jumped into that, and it was great because I got extra training, and it was really cool to compete as well. First thing that I enjoyed with being involved in Skills BC period is that even on my coffee breaks and lunch that they gave you to wander around, is just noticing how many people, young people, were really good at what they were trained to do. Like just the carpenters were there, the plumbers, electricians. It was awesome. And then to meet there was 8 students competing in the refrigeration, and get to meet them and find out what they're doing, what they're all about, and what parts of the trades they're working in, and just got some camaraderie and made some friends that I still have to this day. So it was a wonderful, positive experience to compete with Skills BC. You can go to work for companies that do residential heating systems. You can go work for companies that do like a full-blown ice rink that you'd have an NHL game in. You can have large freezers that wholesale foods store, like the grocery stores store their food in. You can go into commercial refrigeration such as grocery stores, Save On Foods or Thrifties or these types of things. So basically, I tell people that anything that heats and cools basically falls into our realm of work. Competing in the provincial level, I was quite successful at the company. I was able to qualify to compete in the nationals back in the 90s, and so I was able to go on to that, and I was able to achieve a medal in the nationals. And ever since then, it gave me extra confidence in my career. It was a new career, it was a total career change, and to go there and go through that and to win a medal gave me confidence to get out there and say to myself, I can do this. Like, I'm good at this. Just telling myself that, giving confidence. Because as an apprentice starting in a new trade, it's an uphill climb to learn everything you need to know, and it was a good little bump up in my confidence, I guess, to get going in my career early on. Generally, anybody who's keen in my classes, since I'm involved in training and entering competitors now. So anybody that's keen in my class to learn their trade, I always reach out to them and ask them if they want to compete in Skills. And I tell them that it's an opportunity not only to grade your learning, but to meet people, to network. And also, one thing is I think it's a very great positive thing to have on your resume. And I put it on my resume as a young fellow, and it always came up in job interviews, and I got to discuss it and what was involved, and it sort of was an icebreaker in interviews, and gave the prospective employer the attitude that I was serious about my career. And that's what I tell the students too, that you'll come across as a positive, ambitious young person by competing in Skills. You're really interested in what you do.